Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially back. The Chosen Season 5 has officially started filming, which is crazy that I get to say that. Season 5 is rolling right along, and we're going to get it next year, even though Season 4 isn't out on streaming yet. But just today, Dallas announced that he'll do a live stream on Sunday to give some details on the Season 4 streaming release. That'll be very exciting. But today, we're here to talk about the first 2 days of Season 5 filming, because we are currently 2 days into filming. And this week, there's going to be a bunch of extras coming to the Chosen's Utah, Jerusalem set. That is very exciting. So maybe there's some people watching this video who are on the Chosen set right now. That'll be awesome. But today, we've got some set photos to break down for you, some new interesting scenes, and we're going to be trying to predict what happens before the episode's release in 2025. So join me. Hello, my name is Eli Hollingsworth, and without further ado, let's go ahead and roll that intro. All right, so starting off here, we have this picture from James Cunningham, the Chosen's production designer of the temple and this Jerusalem set that they are filming in Utah. The Chosen is filming in Utah, and the Jerusalem set, which is owned to them by the Church of Latter-day Saints, they're filming on that for the first day, and this is a picture of the set that they're using. You can see this video that we're going to play from Adam Drake, the first assistant director, right here. This is, as he says, the calm before the storm. So this was before all of the extras were there, all of the set were there. This is them setting the set up. We get another video from him of the set after all the extras are there, and they're kind of planning out what they're going to do for this scene. And then we get this video from the director himself, Dallas Jenkins, right here.
Annette.
Now, by the way, I would like to say a quick spoiler warning. I apologize if you have not seen The Chosen Season 4. I will be talking about things that relate to plot points that do happen in The Chosen Season 4. And trust me, there are some major stuff that happens that I'm going to be referencing and discussing. So I'll try to keep it pretty vague. But if you haven't seen The Chosen Season 4, I'd recommend not watching and not sticking close, because we're going to talk about some spoiler stuff. So wait till you can see it for yourself. And the Season 4 is coming out soon. So make sure you can see the season before you come and watch this video. But in this scene, we can see Thomas going to, it looks like a pottery workshop. There's lots of pots hanging from the scaffolding, and there's lots of people working on pots, and someone actually drops one as he's walking in. I think that this looks pretty clearly like Thomas is buying a new pot after he went to Lazarus' house and stayed there at the end of Season 4, and he threw that pot and he smashed it. That's my guess as to what this scene would be. I don't know why Thomas is cloaked here in Jerusalem going to buy a new pot, but that's what stuck out to me, and that's what my first instinct would be to what this scene is. So let me know what you think, but that's what it looks like here to me. Thomas is cloaked, and he's walking up to this pottery place. From this picture posted from Jonathan Remy of his trailer, you can see that Jesus has a little bit of a new outfit, as well as all of the disciples, and Peter in particular in this next clip. That was a joke in the Chosen community. In the first 3 seasons, Simon's tunic didn't have any sleeves and was also short, like above his knees. In Season 4, they made the tunic below his knees, and now he has sleeves. So it's just a funny joke for the Chosen community. But in this shot, we can see the disciples talking to Jesus, and as you can see from this video, they're pretty far away from where the camera operating team is, as Adam Drake is looking at the monitor. So what the scene would probably be, close to is in a scene from the next day of filming that we'll talk about in a second. I think this has to do with the disciples. As we know, Season 5 will take place over the entirety of Holy Week, which is the week that leads up to Jesus' crucifixion. Season 6, in its entirety, will be just that one day, the last 24 hours of Jesus' life, before he gets resurrected 3 days later, obviously. But Season 5 is going to be Holy Week up until the crucifixion. So we'll just be seeing probably just every day Jesus. It says multiple times in the Gospels, Jesus just went every day, taught in the temple, then went to the Mount of Olives to spend the night. So in the first day, he went into the triumphal entry, then he cleansed the temple, and then it says it was like late, so then he went back to Bethany. So we get a walk and talk scene in the next day, and I think that'll be the Jesus and the disciples going back to Bethany, and then going between the Mount Olives. But I believe that this is a different scene from what we see tomorrow and what we'll talk about for day 2 of filming. It's still very interesting to see Simon with his new outfit, all the disciples with new outfits, talking to Jesus, and I believe to be on the road to Bethany or back and forth between that. And we might get another peculiar Bible story that we'll talk about here in a second. So, day 2, we have this video from one of the chosen crew right here from the Jerusalem set. Now, after this, day 2 gets very interesting. So we have this clip that I just showed you with all of the extras on the chosen Jerusalem set. Very, very cool. And then we have this video from the director, Dallas Jenkins, which is pretty interesting.
Action.
And spit.
Now in this video we see Paras Patel, who plays Matthew. He is in this Jerusalem square, and we hear from Dallas shout the cue from one of the actors to spit at him. So we can't see this particular person spitting, but Matthew gets spat at here in this scene. Probably just the unwelcomeness of him being one of Jesus' followers, or something interesting that plays out in The Chosen Season 5 that we'll have to see next year. But very interesting to see nonetheless, to see maybe some hostility between Matthew or Jesus' disciples. Maybe they know who Matthew is. He's a tax collector. So they're seeing Matthew, and they're maybe sensing some hostility towards him. Then we get this picture from Adam Drake, the assistant director, which is a very interesting scene that we're going to break down here in a second, between Simon the Zealot and Atticus having a second meeting. If you don't remember, they already have met in season 2. And then we get this video from Adam Drake where you can hear some interesting dialogue right here.
Jesus is in real danger. No, I don't have to tell you.
This is super intriguing. Atticus is saying Jesus is in some real danger. So it seems that the purpose of this meeting between Simon the Zealot, Simon Z, and Atticus is for Atticus to warn Simon the Zealot about the danger that Jesus is in, because maybe he's hearing some murmurings of an execution, the Pharisees wanting Rome to crucify Jesus. So that'll be very interesting to see that play out, because as we saw in season 4, Atticus is maybe starting to turn to the light a little bit. He's maybe starting to see some things that he doesn't understand, and maybe start to believe a little bit in what Jesus is doing and who Jesus is. So it's interesting to see that turn, and hopefully Atticus will, come to the light a little bit in season 5.
Have a little chat with you about the seriousness of your situation. Come on. See? Yeah, they're going to waste my time. I can't.
Now, it looks like Simon is in the Roman quarter here, and you can hear Atticus say that he doesn't want this to be a waste of his time. He's trying to have a serious conversation about these dire matters. If we go back to that picture from Adam Drake, the assistant director, we can see that Atticus looks to be maybe clothed or cloaked somehow and like in disguise, and there's another man there who is not. So this will be early in the season, probably, and it looks very interesting. So it'll be cool to see how that plays out and how this all falls together and the way it comes together in season 5. But alas, that brings us to what may be the most interesting part of these first 2 days of filming, to me at least, and to where I have already sprouted a theory as to a Bible moment that we could see in The Chosen season 5. The rest actually were very interesting. That scene with Atticus and Simon Z was very interesting, but this is maybe a significant Bible moment, and a kind of a peculiar one. So we get this picture from Maya Jenkins, the director Dallas Jenkins' daughter, the cloaks on, obviously trying to stay in disguise, incognito. And as we get from the camera operator Dan, this picture that he posted where he says the first walk and talk of season 5. So the disciples are walking, they're on the road here, they're talking. So this could be either as they're passing through Bethany or going on their way to or from Bethany to Jerusalem. We can also see from this picture that Joanna is with Jesus and the disciples. So she joins them, maybe they meet up in Jerusalem when Jesus enters during the triumphal entry, and then she continues with them on their journey. So they're going either to or from Bethany or to the Mount of Olives, or this could be the scene where Jesus curses the fig tree. If you don't know, there's this story, as it says in the book of Matthew, starting in verse 18. In the morning, as he was returning to the city, he became hungry. And seeing a fig tree by the wayside, he went to it and found nothing on it but only leaves. And he said to it, "May no fruit ever come from you again." And the fig tree withered at once. When the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, "How did the fig tree wither at once?" And Jesus answered them, "Truly I say to you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what has been done to the fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, 'Be taken up and thrown into the sea,' it will happen. And whenever you ask in prayer, you will receive if you have faith." So Jesus is hungry, and a fig tree doesn't give him fruit, and he curses it. And then in the book of Mark, he uses this as a lesson about the unfruitfulness of Israel. So this is a peculiar Bible story. It just kind of happens there in the scriptures, but it's accounted in, I believe, all 4 Gospels. So it's going to be interesting to see if The Chosen decides to portray this. I don't know if this would be one that would fit into their regime and their style and the tone that Dallas is going for, but I could easily see them doing something like this as a good metaphor to show how Israel is being unfruitful. And I would just imagine that this is what this scene could be referring to. The disciples are walking, and we get this picture from Paris, who plays Matthew, and there seems to be a tree pretty prominent there, so I would imagine that would be, the fig tree story. That's my guess, and that's my theory that I'm going with. So hopefully not the biggest one I have this season, but super cool. Anyway, we also get this picture from the actor of Big James of him kind of meditating. He's being in the moment. We can see this is part of the same scene from that video earlier from the first assistant director, where Simon had new sleeves, and now the disciples are in this area that could be the Mount of Olives, or similar to where Jesus has going to stay for the night, and definitely on their way to or from back to Jerusalem, because the next day Jesus comes and cleanses the temple. The next day he goes away and comes back to Jerusalem. And finally, we have this video from assistant director Adam Drake. Coupled with this video from another one of the Chosen crew.
Yeah.
From that first video, you can see the assistant director, Adam Drake, kind of zooms in to this area that's lit by torches, filmed on the Jerusalem set. It's unclear. We can see, if you look closely, you can see what looks to be like pipes, like a line of pipes there. This looks to be the Roman quarter where maybe the Simon the Zealot and Atticus were talking. Interesting, this location, but then we get this next one from the Chosen crew member. Obviously, there's Roman soldiers around, tons of Roman soldiers. This could be the Roman quarter, or it could be a flashback to earlier Jerusalem or to King David's era, something like that. And these two people standing right here in the doorway, I don't know if they're important, but they could be new characters. I can't make out quite who they are, but that'll be very interesting to see. But there you have it. That'll just about wrap up all of these set videos and photos that I was able to capture and break down from the Chosen team and crew while they're filming Season 5. And even today, as this video goes out, they are starting the first official week of filming, which I know it's weird to say that's the first week of filming when it's just 2 days, but there was a lot to uncover in those 2 days. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of all of the stuff I shared here, what you think could be happening in these scenes, your predictions for Season 5. Just let me know what you want to see, which Bible moments you'd like to see, or where you think the story could be headed as we approach the inevitable end. Season 5 is going to be very, very exciting. I can't wait to see Jesus cleansing the temple. Dallas Jenkins confirmed that they will be doing that scene. I made a video on it. You can check out that video right up there. Lots of exciting stuff coming this season, and I just can't wait to see it. So good luck to all of the Chosen crew who are filming now. This is 68 days of filming, and I know it's very taxing, always on all the cast, all the crew. So good luck to everybody who's filming Season 5. This is going to be yet again another great season of television, of like the best show ever. Everybody's favorite show, The Chosen. All of us fans are very exciting, and we're biting at the bit to see what's going to happen next. So very, very exciting. Can't wait. Thank you so much for watching, for making it to the end of this video, and I hope you will stick around, because I'm going to be talking about everything that we get from The Chosen Season 5 set, all of the set photos, all of the set videos, everything that's going down, and you can count on me to break it down for you and talk about what's happening. So you're going to want to subscribe if you haven't already to stay updated on everything that happens in the Chosen community, when we get a release date for ChosenCon, when we get a release date for the Season 4 streaming, all of these exciting updates. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribing. That'd be great. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Binge Jesus.